Welcome to 56.3, The Scream. Today we will discuss the disappearance of Connie, a 15-year-old girl who vanished from her house around the late 1950s and was never found again. Connie was a good girl. She did everyday things. She went out to the movies and she hung out at a drive-in diner fairly often. The only thing that was different about her compared to other girls was her looks. She was the talk of the town. Boys would buy her food and try their best to land a girl like her. Eddie, a boy who was trying to talk to her, said that the last time they talked, there was a shady-looking man staring at her from a beat-up gold convertible. This man was later revealed to be Arnold Friend, an adult man who looked for young girls to take on rides. The night of the disappearance, her family had gone to her aunt's house for a barbecue, but they had left Connie to sleep instead of taking her with them. Little did they know this would be the last time they would ever see each other again. Arnold Friend seemed to know everything about Connie as if he'd seen her from the day she was born to the day she died. This was proven when he soon arrived to Connie's house without her knowledge of ever meeting him. Arnold Friend's been described as a 30 to 40-year-old laboring man with dark hair, sharp facial features, cowboy boots, and sunglasses. Along with him was his so-called friend Ellie, a 40-year-old man who was as hollow as a puppet. He was so lifeless that when he was questioned by the police about what happened, he recited the entire interaction between Connie and Arnold Friend. The conversation started off with Arnold Friend offering to take her on a ride. After refusing this offer, Connie continued talking with Arnold Friend for a decent amount of time, but Connie started to get anxious due to this stranger she'd never met before trying to take her away from home. After much talking, Arnold Friend soon got more aggressive with Connie, as was discovered by the holes in her screen door. Later that night, it was revealed by eyewitness reports that Connie had decided to take the ride with Arnold Friend, presumably due to the aggressive actions of Arnold Friend. Although Connie was never found, I believe the most realistic scenario is that she was killed by Arnold Friend in an attempt to cover up the whole act. In fact, I believe Arnold Friend likely took many other girls before Connie because of his sly nature and his ability to get away from the eyes of the law. I think the best way to find Arnold Friend is to look at diners, the movies, the malls, or whatever place your kids hang out at. He'll probably be there in his beat-up gold convertible. Unless, of course, you get 56.3 The Scream Premium, so that your kids can be wary of all these lunatics. And for only $34.99 a month, you could save your kid's life. And as a parent, is your kid not worth $34.99? Anyways, Arnold Friend was said to be the worst person ever. Kids at the diner said he was all buddy-buddy with you until he got what he wanted and left you on the scolding pavement to rot for what felt like ages. Eddie had even said himself that he was just like the devil. Just like the devil, Arnold Friend would take whatever he wanted and seemed to know everything. Arnold Friend was also sly, sinful, and would do whatever it took to get what he wanted. Connie, on the other hand, was relatively normal. Connie would do average teen things like sneak off to hang out with friends, but nothing terrible. Connie was also quite vain about her looks and liked to be wanted. Her being vain made it much easier for Arnold Friend to talk to her and get closer without being suspicious. Oh, you know what that means. It's learning time! Get your applesauce and your legs crossed. Today we'll be learning about literary devices, specifically simile, metaphor, and hyperbole. I even used all these in this very podcast. I use simile in a comparison between Ellie and a puppet to exemplify his lack of life, and it also adds the symbolism that Arnold Friend's the devil, through his friend being his puppet. I used metaphor through the statement about what Arnold Friend does to people. The metaphor is comparing him to the devil, and it also compares the pavement to, let's just call it the land down under. And finally, I used hyperbole to exaggerate how much Arnold Friend knows about Connie, and this once again makes Arnold Friend seem like a more powerful being and less of a human. This concludes the podcast about the disappearance of Connie. I'd like to shout out Miss Carlo for giving us this interesting assignment and implore her to give me a good grade for all my hard work. And I'll see you next time on 56.3 The Scream.